many will think that the PDP seems to be showing this holier-than-thou attitude because they all can remember certain persons, colonels who were in the office of the NSA. They saw what happened on the collation day in INEC. So they say the PDP did almost the same thing that you're accusing the APC of doing now. If you say security persons helping or supporting members of your party, they say they saw them do it for your party as well.
Do what exactly? They saw some people arrest INEC commissioner of the state and lock her up.
They saw them carry out actions that support your party, whereas there were security personnel who...
You saw the security in those days arrest tribunal members, coercing them and forcing them that they must come up.
We had persons who were in the office of the NSA on the collation day in front of INEC. We all saw the drama. So was NSA an appendage of the party at the time?
Can I answer you directly and honestly? Because I like being very honest. I don't lie. There is no system that you will not find overzealous people. He existed then, he exists then. But the head of the security arm should not be an overzealous person or should not be person. NSA is a security advisor. DG of DSSS is a professional position and is somebody whose allegiance is to the state, is never to the individual. You see, DSSS by their very nature, I don't know whether you know about that, they do not owe their allegiance to governments of the day. They owe their allegiance to the state. Now, in the past, certain people who are in DSSS or SSS or whatever tend to sympathize or support the government of the day. But they were never appointed because of their relationship with the president. They were never appointed because they were members of Mr. President's party. So what will happen when you appoint someone who is related to the president and who is a member of his party? After 1 year, how do you think this country will be governed? Channels. You think in the next 18 months, you can be free to say some of these things that you're saying? You think you can invite me openly and ask me such questions in 18 months? If you do not support us now in this fight to establish the proper democratic principles and the tenets of democracy to practice well, you will be the victim tomorrow. Today, we are the victim. Some people are clapping, PDP members. Tomorrow, it will extend to all Nigerians. And this is a direct warning to all Nigerians. Get involved. Let us defend this democracy. PDP sustained the democracy for 16 years. It was never this bad. We have a change of government 2.5 months, and we are witnessing a draconian rule. This is not a military rule.
Mr. Metu, I'm sorry, I have to ask you this question again. You haven't answered it quite. I asked earlier if it's possible that the PDP could have appointed people into its security directorate that were not directly members of its own political party. You haven't answered that question, sir.
Okay. Can you look at me very well? I read my lips. Can you look at me? Look at me directly.
I can see you, sir.
Thank you very much. The PDP is not on trial here. We are the opposition party. We are making accusations against the APC. Now, if you do not understand what we're saying, if you do not believe that we're saying what is proper, the best you can do is to look at our records and ask APC to answer why they believe that people who are related to the president should be appointed in certain position. The spokesperson of the president, Garba Shehu, was very direct. Very, very direct. He said that there is nothing in the law that disqualifies him because he's related to the president. He has accepted it. So why are you defending
Mr. Metu, I think that, it's very important that we stay, because I have not deviated from the issue. I have simply asked you a question which you have refused to answer. Quite a number of our viewers believe that you're refusing to answer this.
Now, let me ask you. Now, we have assumed PDP is on trial. Ask me, I will answer on behalf of PDP. Now it's about PDP. Tell me, ask me.
I will ask you again. Is it possible that the PDP would appoint people who are not members of its party in its presidential security team?
It is practically impossible that the PDP will make an advert and state publicly that here are members of our party that have been appointed into positions, and non-PDP people will be listed therein. It's impossible.
Mr. Mitchell, may I quickly ask you, because there's a little problem here. I'm looking at the evidence that has been released by your party. Unfortunately, I cannot see the header to that particular advertorial that you've put out. But the reason why I've asked you this question is because the APC could allege that, yes, he was a member of our security directorate, as put here, but he was not a member of our party. And I'm asking you that, just as a precedent, is it possible that political parties do that kind of thing? Is it possible?
Can we cut it out so that you can go direct to show me who exactly you want me to answer that he was a member of our security committee? Was he a member of our party, so that I can answer you? Let's go straight to the point, please.
Are you also saying that all the lieutenant generals who were appointed as members of this security directorate, I'm looking at the picture here, that was taken shortly after President Muhammadu Buhari won the election. Are you also saying that all of them are members of the APC?
They are retired generals, and definitely, are you trying to talk about General Dambazua? You want to ask me whether he's a member of the PDP? You want to ask me about Abdul Malik Jibril? You want to ask me about Brigadier General Danali? Of course you know that. Of course you know that. Some of them even made speeches in their campaigns. Some of them issued press statements. Yes, they are members of APC.
So all of the generals that were members of that security directorate in the presidential campaign team are all members of the APC.
There is nothing in our laws that stop them from being members of APC or supporting Mr. President's aspiration. Absolutely nothing in our laws.
So we can take it too that all the members of your security directorate in your presidential campaign team were also all members of the PDP.
All the members of our security committee who will put out in an advert and will say, here are members who are members of the committee. Those of them that we have stated clearly they are members of our committee in advert are definitely members or supporters of our party, sympathizers of our party and our candidate, yes.
We have to differentiate between the two. If they're sympathizers, they're not necessarily members. Are we saying categorically that they are members of political parties?
I believe so. I believe they should be. If they're not, maybe they want to reap where they did not sow. If you are not members of the party and you're a sympathizer and you're supporting the candidate, then definitely you're looking for appointment. You do not want to assist the political party. All you want is to get into power. I believe so.
All right, Chief Metu, in conclusion.
I want to go back to her. Direct your questions to exactly the people that you want to know whether they are members of our party. Yes? Let's go straight to that and get it done.
Is it possible that one could be related to the president and occupy these positions you've mentioned and still carry out their duties dispassionately?
It's not possible.
It's not possible, you say?
It's impossible. We are human beings and we have emotions and sentiments, and it's not possible. There is no way that Olisa Metu will be criticizing Mr. President's policies and programs, and if he's quite uncomfortable, that the DGDSSS will not instruct the security agencies, get that man out of the way or go and arrest him.
All right,
that Chamberlain could be having programs and be very critical of policies of the administration that a relative of Mr. President who is in charge of security will not interfere. There is absolutely no way that you want to run for election tomorrow that a relative of Mr. President, his relation, being in charge of INEC, will allow you to win the election. It cannot be credible. It cannot be free and fair. Listen, we're talking about things that should be credible and should be seen to be free, to be fair, and just. It's not possible.
All right, Chief Odesamatu, we have to thank you for coming on this morning. Odesamatu is the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP.